the purpose of this presentation of therapeutic shoeing is just basically, we all understand that, let's say, 80% of horses' lameness most likely is related to the foot. And I hate to say it, even that other 20%, we sometimes think that even shoeing can help all of these horses. So the idea of this presentation was to try to break down, depending also on the disciplines. There's so many disciplines. You're talking about quarter horses, but when you talk about quarter horses, you can talk about reiners, you can talk about barrier horses, you can talk about hunter seat, you can talk about so many different disciplines. You can talk about dressage horses when you talk about warm bloods. You can talk about jumpers when you talk about jumpers. Again, they differentiate between if you're talking about hunters or if you're talking about Grand Prix horses. Same thing with all type of different breeds, type of different disciplines. With all these horses, they fall my category of sport horses because they're all trying to perform what they're asked to. And a lot of times when you perform into those high levels, they're very prone to injuries. The presentation is going to get a little bit more into what type of injuries are common for what type of horses or what type of disciplines, and then from there we try to break them down into what kind of therapeutic shoeings, not myself but everybody's using or approaching to rehabilitate these horses. So it's not just specific of how to shoe your sport horses, it's more about how to apply a therapeutic shoe to rehabilitate these horses through their injuries so they are allowed to go back to their previous level of work. Things as just the normal function, the presentation will probably start with basics in the normal function of the horse's feet, which in my opinion is the most important thing. If you have structures that are not participating or functioning as a synergy with the rest of the hoof, then that's when you get into problems with the horse's feet. And then go from there, go into some specifics. You talk about horses with thoroughbreds, they're very prone to either interference or they're due to conformation, and what kind of shoes we used for that. If you get more details about injuries for those horses are very prone for bruising due to the severe pounding that they go through. Even sometimes cuffing bone fractures. What kind of things do we use for this horse's therapeutic shoes wise to get them over the hump, rehabilitate them, and hopefully allow them to go to their previous level of work. And we'll get a little bit more in details with the presentations, as such as things as shear heels, negative angles, upright clubby feet, things that can be manipulated or at least managed to allow these horses, again, to be rehabilitated depending on what type of lesion they were diagnosed with by the veterinarians, and hopefully get them back into their careers, which is bottom line, sport horses, and then the degree of what they're performing. Low level, medium level, high level of type of performance horses.